A man had just moved into a new apartment hoping for a fresh start, but things soon took a dark turn. No matter how hard he tried, something about the place kept him from feeling at home. He soon discovered that he wasn't truly alone. His new residence seemed to already have an invisible tenant, one who clearly wasn't willing to share its space. What happened next made it clear that this was no ordinary home, but one that hid something unsettling within its walls.
All right, let's investigate.
The knocks weren't coming from just one door.
I just want you to know that I'm home alone. There's no one else here.
The sound that followed was incredibly violent, relentless banging echoing throughout the apartment. However, every time I flung the door open, there was nothing. No intruder, no shadow, just empty air. Moments like this immediately make you think of angry ghosts or paranormal activity. But let's analyze it more closely. He's alone, newly moved in, and clearly anxious. According to the theories, or recurrent spontaneous psychokinesis, his own stress and fear could be manifesting these disturbances, his emotions literally bouncing off the walls. Others believe it could be a residual apparition, the psychic imprint of some tragic event that repeats like a ghostly memory embedded in the building. Of course, skeptics argue that it could be a setup, maybe with someone off camera making the noise, or a skillfully edited soundtrack. If the video is real, this case is truly supernatural and unsettling. What do you think? An angry spirit? A past echo? Or a man unknowingly summoning chaos with his mind? Let me know what you think in the comments.
All right, let's investigate.
This next video comes from the TikTok user Kuma Wicks, who says that the creepy incident took place just 3 days after moving to Columbus. The location is a community building that used to be an old church. During the first few minutes, Kuma and his friends wander around the area before seeing something strange and completely out of place.
This was perfectly flipped over.
Bear, explain this, man.
I was on the ramp on the other side of the building. Can you see the strength in them?
You really are a liar.
It's 3 o'clock.
Brother, look at that.
No. Look at how strong he is.
You can see a balloon slowly floating down the hallway, moving in a way that seems almost deliberate. They follow it as it glides toward the basement, passing under a staircase. Down there, an electrical box with a fan is running, although Kuma points out that barely any air comes out of it. Even so, it could explain the unusual movement of that balloon.
Okay, we might have caught it.
Is it cold?
Why is it going so fast then?
There's no air in that.
I'm watching.
Things get stranger when they discover another balloon floating through the main part of the building. It floats for a moment before heading back down to the ground floor, eventually making its way into a fitness room.
Are you coming with us or are you going downstairs? Goodbye. Say goodbye and knock on wood. This time he's going to the gym. Like you said. You said the gym doors are open.
It's one of those lights. That shadow that was there before is gone.
The whole sequence feels strangely unsettling, especially considering the building's past as a church. Even if the draft is the most logical explanation, the way the balloons seem to move with determination gives the video an eerie, almost supernatural vibe. Recorded in March, no updates were ever posted, leaving viewers wondering what exactly was happening in the basement of that old church. A woman has a small cleaning business. She spent the day tidying up an old mansion, whose former owners warned her that all the cats they had in the house had mysteriously died in the same room. While she worked, she kept noticing slight movements out of the corner of her eye, quick and fleeting shadows that didn't seem to belong to anything in the room. At one point, she saw a shadowy figure glide along the wall, though nothing nearby could cast it. She simply ignored it, determined to finish her work, but something about that house stayed in her mind long after she left.
Do you hear that? It sounds like someone is knocking on the door. What is that? What could it be? I don't know if you can hear it. They've already turned off the lights on me here before. I'm afraid to walk down the hallway. I want to leave already. I'm waiting for the clothes. I want to leave already. There are so many noises being heard. Listen, they're screaming. For the second part, a lot of voices are being heard.
That night, when he finally got home and tried to rest, the nightmares began. She dreamed of small paw prints appearing on the floor of her kitchen, leading to a narrow, decrepit room where something small lay motionless under a closed window. Her friends insisted it was just her imagination, residual stress from the creepy mansion. But the next day, it would be proven that they were wrong. Her next assignment brought her to a house where the previous owner had tragically taken his own life. While she finished cleaning, she noticed something that left her frozen.
If the place you just moved to, you get scared, you've lived or are living in an apartment. Look, guys, those fingers too, they look like fingerprints. It's amazing how that mark is going to be there. We already cleaned, and besides, it looks like someone grabbed up there. I can't believe it. It's just that here we're practically done. We just need to pick that up and let's go. Let's go already, dude. Did you hear the door? Let's go already. I'll help you there in a moment. Did you hear? Listen at the door. Yes, that's it. We just need to finish here so we can leave. Did you see the hand that was left in the fridge? It's the one on top. So, yes, up there. Leave me a comment if where you live there are hauntings. No? Okay, I know. We're about to leave. or if you know of any crime that happened. Something bad, leave me a comment.
A handprint that was way too small to belong to an adult, and it was clearly visible on the spotless surface I had just disinfected. Every inch had been cleaned with bleach and steam. However, the handprint refused to disappear. Those who watch her videos claim that her work exposes her to residual paranormal energies, forcing her to enter places filled with sadness, death, and apparitions. Fortunately, she has learned some methods of spiritual protection and swears that she is no longer worried about something following her home. A man went to investigate an old traveler's inn, which was once a lively stop for weary guests, but is now in complete ruin. The hallways are filled with dust-covered furniture, broken fixtures, and a silence so heavy it seems to have a life of its own. However, there's something deeper, a latent paranormal energy in the air that surrounds him like static. Carrying only a camera and curiosity, he ventures into darkness. Every creak of the floor and every flicker of light intensify the sense of dread until he enters a particular room where the truly supernatural begins to reveal itself. Look closely. The atmosphere in this room is truly unsettling. Even through the screen, you can feel an icy tension, as if the very air itself is aware that it's being watched. He decides to leave his camera recording, hoping it will capture any paranormal presence that might be lurking. Hours go by without anything unusual, until suddenly something incredible happens. The camera captures a movement that defies all explanation. Look closely at the recording. You'll notice how the cushions on the chair slowly sink inward, as if an invisible force has just taken a seat. This moment leaves him stunned, confirming his strange feeling that there is something otherworldly in that room. But what exactly is behind this unexplainable activity? Could it be a lingering ghostly presence? Or are we witnessing a force from beyond human understanding? So far, there is no logical answer. A Reddit user named ADGJAW Buttons recently shared a video in the paranormal subreddit that has sparked ongoing debate. He explains in the post that his home security camera captured something deeply unsettling. Something walking from one room to another down the hallway in the middle of the night. And he adds a quote, "There's a security camera in the room it came out of, but it didn't record anything. I compared the times between the two cameras." Indeed, a faint figure seems to float through the hallway. Its silhouette is barely visible, but just enough to chill you to the bone. Whatever it was, it didn't trigger the camera in the other room, which makes everything even stranger. One commenter insisted that it had to be a person, but Jay quickly clarified that it was impossible. The other camera that covered the door, where the figure emerged, didn't show anything at all. It's the classic haunted house mystery. A figure appears on camera in just one frame. A moment, a fraction of a second, whether it's a camera glitch, a shadow, or something truly paranormal, is enough to make anyone lose sleep. If I saw something like that on my own home security footage, I don't think I'd rest easy until I had an answer. Let's hope that, Jay finds out what or who was wandering down his hallway that night. A woman was working the night shift at a 911 emergency center. Anyone who has spent hours in a quiet building knows how easy it is for little sounds to start seeming unsettling. But what she experienced was much more than creaking floors or flickering lights. Her quiet night simply took a terrifying turn, one that made her doubt whether she was really alone in that place.
So I'm sitting at work and I hear things falling in the lobby. I'm not sure. The lights were off, then on, then off, and now they're on again. Alright, I'll finish with that. Oh no, I'm done, I've finished. I can't take it anymore. What was that?
Due to the confidential information displayed on the walls, he had to point the camera downward. Even so, these unexplained events had been happening for weeks before this recording. She reported hearing phones ring that weren't connected to any line, drawers opening by themselves, and soft whispers saying her name when no one else was around. The paranormal activity began the same day her boss announced plans to relocate the center. When viewers found out about that detail, the theories just skyrocketed. Some believed that simply mentioning the move disturbed whatever spirit or ghost was tied to this place, something that didn't want to be abandoned. Others speculated that the paranormal energy could be linked to the tragic calls that were handled there, where moments of life or death might have left a supernatural mark. Whatever the case, he decided to document the strange events to prove to his boss that it was more than just stress or exhaustion. And what he recorded next was even more disturbing.
I'm back at work again. Coulter is acting as we now refer to her. Maybe it's someone I don't know. I don't know. No one should be here. There's literally no one here. Oh, I'll hurt.
After uploading his videos, viewers started to take the next step. They started communicating directly with whatever was roaming around the center. Maybe it was trying to send a message, maybe it just wanted someone to acknowledge its presence. Curiosity and fear pushed her to do exactly that. What happened next is something she will never forget.
Alright guys, I'm gonna do what some of you suggested today and try to communicate with the spirit at work. This is just proof that no one is here with me. I'm here alone. I'm going to try knock once for yes and twice for no. Is there someone here with me? Do you know who I am? Are you trapped here?
This is when things got out of control. What happened next left her trembling and seriously considering quitting her job that very night. Whatever was lurking around that place seemed to grow stronger every time she interacted with it.
So you've been following my polter diaries here lately. So I'm pretty sure there's something standing at the break room door. Am I crazy or is someone standing there? I don't. Do you see it?
When he saw movement in the shadows, his fear peaked. The internet debate that followed was intense. Some viewers suggested that not all shadowy figures are evil. Some could be lost souls, trapped between worlds. Some thought it was a demon that fed on his fear and grew stronger as he acknowledged it. A few skeptics claimed it was simply exhaustion from long shifts or stress-induced hallucinations. But then, how do you explain the terrifying images he captured? Her boss later intervened, assuring her that she would never have to work alone on the night shift again. But many people suspect that his concern wasn't just for her safety. Maybe he wanted to see if the paranormal activity would persist with more witnesses. And when she finally returned to work accompanied, the truth became undeniable.
Hi guys, this is just an update to let you know that I'm okay. Today I went back to work, but I no longer work alone. I have someone here with me. Everything has gone well so far. We haven't had anything today, so... And here we go.
What was that?
It came from the hallway. Oh my god. Oh my god.
From that night on, what was happening could no longer be denied. I wasn't imagining things or movements. It was real, something supernatural inside that building. But since her last video was posted, there has been no news of her or any new updates. What happened next remains a complete mystery, leaving viewers wondering if the presence ever left or if it simply followed her home. The TikTok user, Frequent Flyer, posted a series of 3 chilling videos in October 2024. In them, he documented his nighttime visit to an empty, supposedly haunted house. In the first of the videos, he films the house from outside, and immediately something strange stands out.
So this house, the first time we passed by it, Chase said that the downstairs wasn't flickering, that it was lit up, but it wasn't flickering. Look at how the different lights are on at different intervals. The kitchen light is on. And then in the living room, there's a light that turns on. No one lives here. I think this house might be haunted.
Multiple lights inside the house flicker erratically, even though the place is clearly abandoned. The creator of the video wisely decides not to get any closer that night. But the story doesn't end there. A year later, curiosity gets to him. He returns to the same house, and incredibly, the lights are still flickering in exactly the same way.
Who would pay for the electricity? Whoa, something just changed. Did you see that? Something definitely just changed. What has changed? A light paused briefly. No cars are out. It's 10 p.m. This is a year later. Now, we met the girl who grew up here. This was her childhood home. She said it was 100% haunted.
It's the same pattern and pulsing glow as if something or someone remains. Then, in a third video recorded during the day, the phenomenon happens again.
Looks like a light on the lower floor is flickering, but on the upper floor it's not. This is the house during the day. Okay, let's get out of here.
The lights keep flickering, even though there are no signs of anyone inside. According to the author, there is more than one electrical circuit in the house, which means it's not just a single malfunction causing that flickering. It's easy to imagine how unsettling it would be to witness this. An empty house, sealed off from the world, but somehow still alive, with light. Although some viewers theorize about a faulty electrical connection or motion sensors, others think the lights might be responding to something invisible. You have to admit it would have been fascinating if the author had tried to look inside, but for his safety, staying in the car was probably the right decision. What do you think? Could there be a logical electrical explanation? Or is this the work of something that never left that property? A nurse named Nana works in a wing of the hospital that most of the staff tries to avoid whenever they can. That place has earned a reputation for being haunted, especially one room where the call light turns on by itself every time someone responds, finds the bed empty and the room completely silent. Since the light can only be activated by pressing a button, the question becomes chillingly simple. Who or what is pressing it? Driven by curiosity and unease, Nana decided to use her phone to record the room while she was away. What her camera captured simply left her speechless. The recording begins in total silence with no movement, no signs of life, until suddenly the hospital bed starts to move. The head of the bed slowly rises on its own, inch by inch, with no one nearby to operate the control. When Nana watched the video, she felt her heart race and got goosebumps. Later that same night, she came back with a coworker to test it again, and just like before, the call light started blinking on its own, as if responding to her presence.
Here, I'm gonna plug it in. Well, I guess it's plugged in over here, but...
With the countless spirits said to wander hospitals, it's no wonder that some refuse to leave. And judging by what Nina's video revealed, it seems like this one is still trying to get comfortable in bed. A chilling reminder that not all patients really leave. Kobe and Cotton are already used to dealing with the unknown. On their channel, Uncharted Expedition, they explore abandoned and mysterious places. But during that visit to an old school forgotten by time, something truly unusual happened. And what was supposed to be just another exploration quickly turned into an experience they will never forget.
We probably need to go inside so no one sees us.
Let's go.
Let's go. Yes, push it back.
The air in the place was heavy and humid, and the smell of mold dominated every corner. The peeling walls and the almost absolute silence created a constant feeling of discomfort. Still, what really kept Kobe and Cotton alert were the sounds coming from the hallways. Creaks that sounded like doors, moving on their own, echoing throughout the abandoned school. Suddenly, a loud noise echoed throughout the building. For a moment, silence returned, and the two looked at each other on alert. Finally, keeping calm, they gripped the cane they were carrying tightly, ready to face whatever was in front of them.
As soon as we walked through the door, it closed. And then it opened again. This place is giving me a bad vibe.
In another room, the same phenomenon happened again. A door slammed shut.
I hate this. We're watching these doors open and close. Can you see it on the camera?
For a moment, they were paralyzed, not knowing what to think. The doors kept opening and closing by themselves. Was it just the wind, or was there something else there with them?
It opened quite a bit.
The air grew thicker with every step they took. During the exploration, they began to find signs of human presence. Piles of clothes, carts full of personal belongings. Everything suggested that someone still frequented that forgotten place.
Let's go.
It became clear someone else might be inside. Because of that, cautious and silent, they decided it was time to end the exploration free.
Dude, my heart is like when someone gets home.
In the end, one question lingered in the air. Was it all the work of something paranormal? Just simple drafts of wind or someone watching them from the shadows? Aaron Cloudy posted this disturbing video during renovations of a 200-year-old Victorian apartment. She and her team made an unexpected discovery, a door hidden behind the staircase. The most surprising and unsettling part was that the door led to a secret room, something that wasn't shown on the blueprints or in the deed, nor had it been mentioned by the real estate agents either. In the comments, the audience was full of theories about what could exist in that hidden space. But what really made everything even more terrifying was what happened right after.
Barbarian. Oh God, this keeps going.
All of this is underneath me. I won't be able to sleep.
No one knows for sure why those tunnels were built, but the simple fact that they were right under the living room floor left Aaron deeply scared. After this discovery, the updates simply stopped and the mystery continues to this day, unanswered. Thanks for watching this far. Only the brave make it. Leave a like, subscribe, and turn on the bell for